Hi, welcome to my channel. This is going to be, I said yesterday in my last reading that I did for Scorpio, that I was going to start to do DM and DF readings. I have contemplated as to how I can accommodate other types of readings into my channel. I don't like doing love readings, but DM and DF readings are different. Okay, divine male, divine female readings. It's going to concentrate on what aspects you need to concentrate on in order to improve yourself as a female counterpart, and also what the divine male counterpart can do to improve themselves. Okay, in personal development, in order for them to attract the best possible um, match, if I can put it that way, or person into their life. Like I said, I think I said in a previous reading or many readings that I don't buy into this twin flame thing. Okay, this divine male. I mean this not divine male. This twin flame, because I have my own personal reasons as to why I don't buy into it. But we have males and we have females, and we all have issues and trauma that we need to deal with and that we need to sort out within ourselves. That's my son. He's busy with our big Luna, giving her kisses. Anyway, and my daughter. Anyway, like I said, we all have aspects within ourselves that we need to deal with, that we need to sort out within ourselves so that we can attract the best match to ourselves. So I'm going to do oracle readings. Maybe I'm going to draw a tarot card if I need any clearance or if I need to go deeper into the message. But for now, I'm going to use my oracle cards to do the readings. Okay, so I'm going to use the Sufi Wisdom Oracle card. Also 10 card spread like I did with the ordinary tarot. I'm still going to continue, okay, doing those readings. But for now, I'm going to do oracle readings. I also apologize in advance for any background noise that might filter through. Archangels, ascended masters, spiritual guides, spiritual healers, providers, and protectors. What do you want to know? What do you want? I'm going to do fire signs first. Okay, so this is going to be for all the fire signs: Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Okay, all fire signs. What do you want fire signs to know? What does the universe, what does source and the fire signs to know? What do you want to allow to come through for the DM and the DF? Okay. Okay. Before I continue, like I said, this is intuitive readings. I use the messages on the card, and then I'm going to build my reading on what the card says and the images. Okay. If I need to clarify anything, I will do so with the other deck. Okay. This is for fire signs: Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. I think I should use an oracle card. use oracle card. Archangels, ascended masters, spiritual guides. What do you want to allow to come through for Ace and fire signs? 8 of coins. You got the 8 of coins. The 8 of coins speaks of someone working on a skill, honing a skill. It talks about honing something, okay? It talks about, and when I'm talking about honing something, it's working on something skillfully, diligently every day until you get it right. It can be anything, okay? The start of the reading, it's almost like you start off the reading already with some kind of, it could be that you come from a, okay, in most cases, okay, most of our, excuse me, most of our experiences that we had, life-changing experiences, this card talks about or speaks about ending a trauma. When I'm talking about ending a trauma, it can be, it says here, transform memories and symptoms. It could be that you have memories of the past that you're still dwelling on, that needs healing. And you still have the symptoms of these. It's almost like someone who has, someone that developed an illness and they still have remnants of this specific illness. Okay, so this illness left some scars. Okay, so whatever this is, this trauma that you experienced, obviously it left scars. And you are dealing with the symptoms of these scars. And it's like the universe is telling you to, in order for you to come into a place, this place, okay, time to play. It speaks here of make time to dance and play. It's like you came from a traumatic experience, or you might have stepped out of something. And in the process of you coming from this, it could be an abusive relationship also that you came from, or that you just stepped out of. And this caused a lot of trauma and left you with a lot of traumatic memories. Okay. And it's almost like you are in this space now in your life where you are robbed. You feel like you're robbed of happiness, of your joy, because of this specific trauma that you experienced. But the universe wants to tell you that it's okay. It's almost like you have this Okay, because of this abuse, it comes across strongly that you came from a very abusive situation. It could be an abusive relationship. Okay. And this abusive relationship left you with a traumatic scars, obviously, and a lot of traumatic memories. And you find it difficult to find joy in your everyday life. You find it difficult to to create that joy for yourself. Okay, because of this experience that you had. The card also speaks of make time to dance and play. Sometimes we as grown-ups, we tend to forget, or we don't make time for things that are pleasurable. It's like I said in when I looked at the trauma card, it's almost like you don't, it's like you've this traumatic experience that you has left you in such a victim state or such a abusive mental state. It's almost like you don't want to allow yourself to have pleasure, to have fun. It's like you're telling yourself you don't deserve this pleasure and this fun, you don't deserve rest. This is coming across strongly. It's almost like you're telling yourself you don't deserve this. Okay. And this feeling or this thought that you're having that you don't deserve this is is something that's self-created. It's self-imposing because it's in your head. Okay, you're thinking this. Because this is the next card, it's the self-creation card, and it says here, be the author of your own life. And it speaks here of you taking control of this mental state, of this whatever this traumatic experience is that you had, that you take control of this and recreate yourself. Recreate this negative mindset by rewiring your brain. It comes across that you need to rewire your thinking, your mental patterns, and the only way for you to do this is if you seek proper help, seek counseling if you are not into counseling yet. And you also have to understand that healing is a process that occurs over time. We sometimes are very impatient with ourselves, and it also comes across that you are impatient with your own healing. You are impatient with yourself. It's because you feel it comes across that someone after, it's almost like someone that was asleep for a very long time. And this person is just waking up to their life. And this person never realized that. It also comes across with this ending trauma and time to plan the self-creation card. This person seeing that you're a fire sign, you're a very strong individual. And it comes across to me like you're beating yourself up about the situation so much because you're telling yourself, how could I have ended up in a situation? I should have known better. It's almost like you landed up in a situation. It could be an abusive relationship that you landed up in. And at the beginning, it never seemed to you like this person could turn out to be like this. Okay? It's almost like it comes across as because you're a fire sign. You blame yourself and you like blaming yourself for a decision that you made, even though when you made this decision, everything looked like it was okay at the time when you made this decision. And it's like you're beating yourself up about this. You shouldn't do that, okay? I can understand where you're coming from because you're blaming yourself for a situation that you feel that you could have prevented. But sometimes fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, even the best of us, you can be the healthiest person, you can be a sound person, you can be a person that's very responsible, but none of us, okay, I may do intuitive readings, but even sometimes when we are overwhelmed by feelings, if this is a relationship and you went into this relationship because at the time you thought that this person was the best person, because this person portrayed all the right types of behaviors, and at the end it's almost like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of thing, where this person obviously, I don't know, it comes across like this person is a very narcissistic and manipulative person, and you ended up in a relationship with a person like this. And you were a very strong person yourself, and you're beating yourself up because you're telling yourself that you needed to be able to see it. Why didn't I see this coming? Okay. This is what I see with these two cards. Why didn't I see this coming? Because the first card speaks of slow down to relax, break to enjoy the beauty around you. And I just told you, it says here, slow down to relax, break to enjoy the beauty around you. It's like the universe is telling yourself, you're beating yourself up about this. You need to get out of your head. You need to make time to do something that makes you feel happy. Make time to play. Take time out to relax because you're already out of the situation, but you're still beating yourself up in your head about this. And you're telling yourself, why did this happen to me? Why didn't I know better? I should have known better. But at the time when you went into this thing, you had no sign, there was no sign that this was going to happen. And this is the next card, deal with the unexpected. Treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. Okay? Treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. Deal with the unexpected. And like I always say in all of my readings, even my tarot readings, okay, it's like you will see in the tarot cards, the death and rebirth card represents, the death card represents death and rebirth. I always say it's two sides of the same coin. We as humans, we have this flaw, most of us, I think mostly 98 to 99% of us have this innate flaw where we think that everything always has to go perfectly. We don't make room for the unexpected. We don't make room for realistic things because our heads are constantly in the clouds. And okay, it's okay to always hope for the best, but we also have to be realistic and always prepare for unforeseen situations and circumstances, because the world is fickle as it is. We cannot predict people's behavior. Okay? And this is something that you have to prepare for. Prepare for the unexpected, because we're not always going to be sure on how or who we're going to meet and who we're going to interact with. And it also comes across to me, uh, um, fire signs, that the universe is telling you all along there were warning signs. There were warning signs. There were warning signs for you, but you chose to ignore it. And I don't mean to be mean when I say this. It's not mean, okay? It's not mean. It's just sometimes when our feelings overwhelm us, we are in the moment when we are in our feelings, and then we tend to be blind to certain things. But now, in retrospect, when you look back, it's like you can see now where the flaws are, where the warning signs are, and you can use this. Treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. This was a divine offering to you. And okay, I know you're going with this when you say, okay, divine offering my, you know what? I don't know how to explain this to you. If you're in a victim mentality, you're not going to see this as a divine offering. You're not going to see this as a divine offering if you are. It's your perspective. You need to change your perspective about this, how you see it, because you perceive it through your lens and your experience, and you refuse to see the fact that you can learn something from this. And this is why this is a divine offering. If you don't win at the situation, it's always a learning experience, okay? As difficult as it was, it's still a learning experience. And you know better now. The next two cards is life's purpose and listen to advice. Seek your own deeper vision for life. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. Life's purpose and listen to advice. These are the next two cards. Life's purpose and listen to advice. And at the bottom it says, life's purpose, it says seek your own deeper vision for life. Seek your own deeper vision for life. Like I said, this is a divine offering. See it as a divine offering. Seek deeper vision for this. And when I speak of life's purpose, it's almost like sometimes situations or stuff happen to people. Okay, I'm going to make an example. Life's purpose, seek your own deeper vision of life. I'm going to make an example to understand or make you understand as to what I mean with you can see this as a divine offering. Sometimes when people go through traumatic experiences, I'm going to take an example of a child. This child has traumatic experience as a child. They were probably abused as a child. And at the end of the day, this person grows up. And this person has a choice as to in which direction they're going to take their life because of what happened to them. And usually when people experience traumatic experiences in their childhood, it usually has a huge impact on them and the choices that they make at the end of the day. And this is something that people need to understand. The direction your life takes is because of all the social conditioning, all the influences you had from peers, your parents, church, society, everything. Okay? It has an effect on your life and your choices you make for yourself is going to have, it's because of those things, okay? Those external influences. It does have an effect on the choices and the decisions that you make in your life at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you carve out your life's purpose. You carve out your life's purpose according to the stuff that happened to you. And now you have this traumatic experience as a child, and at the end of the day, you grow up and you decide, okay, I'm going to become a counselor or psychiatrist or psychologist, or I'm going to start out helping people because of what I experienced as a child. Okay? And this is how you carve out your life's purpose. Because you see, okay, this is what happened to me. This is the divine offering. God or the universe or whoever wants me to help people to become better versions of themselves. Okay, I hope that was a good example. This is the best example that I can come up with. Seek your own deeper vision for life after this experience. Okay, and also being humble does not mean that you are going to expose yourself to threatening behaviors or narcissistic people with this card. Listen to advice. It just means be open to learn, be open to when other people give you advice not to be defensive, because we all need guidance, okay? All of us, even the strongest people, go to someone else. You can be the strongest person in the world, the person with the most money in the world, the person with the most everything in the world, but at the end of the day, you also go to your mom for advice. Really? Come on. You do. There's always someone that you turn to when you feel life is beating you down, okay? So listen to advice from people that care about you and that want what's best for you. Then way of faith. Let faith be your guide. Also, I know this is divine male and divine female readings. Okay, but it also boils down to personal development. And if you cannot sort out the personal things in your life, your personal issues, whatever trauma you have, whatever pain you deal with, if you want to connect with the best possible person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you have to deal with your own issues. You have to face certain aspects of yourself. As difficult as it is, there are times that you're going to want to run away and you don't want to deal with certain things. Okay? There are going to be times that are going to be so extremely raw on your emotions, and this is where your faith comes in. Let faith be your guide, and heart of the matter, align life's pathways through your heart. Okay, and heart and faith go hand in hand. And you know what, I know some of the people that watch my channel are not believers in God or Allah or whoever. No, they don't believe in any divine intervention, and that's okay because they speak here of faith. But you can, if you look at faith, you don't need to look at faith from a religious perspective or even a spiritual perspective. You can look at it from a personal perspective. Have faith in your own abilities. Have faith in your own higher self, that you know what's good enough for you if you listen to your heart. If you make decisions from your heart. I always feel that if you listen to your higher self, there's this, it's almost like small You know that little voice in the back of your head, that uh, um, nudging, that it's almost like that feeling that it's like a knowing thing that gnaws away at you. Okay. You do something. I'm going to make an example. For instance, this is where faith comes in. Okay. You, if you don't believe in a higher being or something to that effect, um, you have this knowing feeling inside of you, but you're ignoring it. And this is your heart talking to your reasoning or your brain, your logical side of yourself and your heart. And the universe is telling you, in order for you to create a smoother path for yourself through the situation or to get to where you need to be, you need to make decisions based on your heart. And next time, usually when we are in a situation that's harmful to us, we have this feeling inside of us here. It's just a feeling that you get. I always get a feeling on my chest. It's like a very heavy feeling or a very light feeling. If it's good, it's very light. If it's not good, it's very heavy. It's just a you know yourself by now. That gut feeling, that intuitive feeling, okay? That's your heart talking to you, telling you and guiding you. And this is why I'm talking about having faith. If you work through your heart space, your faith will guide you. It's almost like your higher self will guide you, okay, to sit through situations. And even your heart will also nag you. You have this nagging feeling when something is not right. And this is something that you need to hone. I was talking about honing. It's almost like the universe is asking you to hone your intuition, your heart center. Because if you listen and hone that more, you won't find yourself in situations that you were in, okay, like this. You will automatically be able to detect things very quickly and step away from it before escalates into something bad, okay? The last card here is energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. Energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. Um, when you look at the world through your heart center, or you can see through, and other people will probably say, okay, no, heart center maybe through a soul perspective or your heart center or whatever you want to call it. I did a reading a very long time ago, and before I did the reading, the word love popped into my head, and I was trying to figure out my own perspective as to how I understand what love is. And the conclusion that I drew from what love is creating understanding. And it comes in two parts: creating understanding for yourself and creating understanding for the other person. Okay? And love is creating understanding and unifying that understanding. Meaning you unifying your understanding and you unifying your partner's understanding. And it has to be something that comes from both people, not just one person. Okay? And if you create understanding For creating understanding requires you to step out of your own feelings about how you feel about something and to step into someone else's shoes. Because if you try to see things from other people's perspective instead of only just your own, you will create understanding. And that is what love is, creating understanding, which creates room in your heart to come from a place where you can still love someone, because you, like I said, it's like creating understanding is creating love. And love does not require you to I think, fire signs, that you don't have a very good grasp of what love really is. Okay? I don't think you're grasping what love is, because you've come from a place of, with this trauma that you experienced, that love was very self-centered. It was very self-absorbing. It was narcissistic in nature. It was something that took from you, but it never gave you anything. So you have a very warped understanding of what love is. And love is not taking and not receiving. It's something that you reciprocate on a continuous basis, because you exchange energy with that person. But you cannot just take, you have to give. It's a give and take on a continuous basis. And it does not require you to give a part of yourself that will make you feel drained. Because at the end of the day, if you reciprocate from your heart center, if both of you reciprocate from your heart center, it will never feel like this person is draining you. Okay? Because you stepped out of your own self-centeredness and you try to see things from their perspective instead of your own. And that is the only way you can create understanding, is to step out of your own self-centeredness and to step into that person's shoes and see things from their perspective. And I'm not only talking about the DF, I'm talking about the DM as well. Both of you are required to do this. See life through their eyes. And this is how you develop understanding. This is how you develop love. Okay? I hope this reading was helpful. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. This reading is for Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, all fire signs. Anyway, please take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.